you for joining me on this fourth and final video looking at stress. There are 3 other videos that come before this one, so if you haven't seen them, please go and look for them on the Heartbeat YouTube channel. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to be looking at emotion-focused coping techniques. So this is when you want to take control of you and how you respond to a stressful situation. So let's get straight into it. This video, we're going to be looking at the emotion-focused techniques that we can use to manage stress. For those situations where we're finding it difficult to control the situation or control the stressor. But it's good to just kind of have these in your back pocket anyway, because they can be quite relaxing, quite helpful when you're dealing with a lot of different types of stresses. And I'm sure a lot of the things that we're going to talk about today, you'll go, oh, well that's quite common sense, like it seems. It's really simple. And it's because a lot of the time when you're stressed, it is those little things you just kind of forget. Common sense goes out of the window and everything seems impossible. So I'm hoping to just remind you of some of these really easy things that you can be doing at home to deal with stress, to manage stress and to overcome it. So the first way of managing the stress you're experiencing is to just distract yourself from it. Distract yourself with something positive. So first of all, different activities. So do something that you enjoy, do something active. Do something mentally active, whether it's jigsaw puzzles or those brain training games. Spend time with your family, although distantly at the moment. And do things that make you feel positive, things that you did before the stress that put a smile on your face. Make sure you don't forget about those things. Those things are still there for you to enjoy, and just because you're stressing doesn't mean that you shouldn't be engaging in them, and you shouldn't feel guilty about engaging in the things that make you happy and make you feel more positive. The next thing is to socialise distantly. I know at the moment we're in this period of lockdown. If you are living with someone, make sure you're spending good positive time with them. If you are alone, pick up the phone or send out an email and make sure you're staying in touch with people. That is really, really important when you're dealing with stress. We talked about social support kind of practically in the last video, but this is more kind of socially, just for a laugh, distract yourself, talk about the good things and, what's been good about your day, about your week. Make sure that you're connecting. It's really important. Next is to stay active, and staying active, it could be an activity, but I just wanted to put some extra emphasis on making sure that you're keeping your body nice and alert, and nice and loose and nice and active. Whether that is doing star jumps in your kitchen or doing one of our fantastic heartbeat exercise videos from our lovely instructors. Make sure you are keeping the blood pumping, you're kind of keeping everything moving and keeping going. The last thing you want to do is get stuck physically or mentally with a stress. And exercise is really good for helping manage stress, because as you exercise you release things called endorphins into your bloodstream, and these make you feel good. So although exercise might be a little difficult while you're doing it, you're going to get a sweat on. Afterwards you're going to feel really good about yourself, and you can give yourself a pat on the back for achieving something that day. Even though I know everybody's kind of stuck at home at the minute, you can still move. Get out in the garden if you've got one, or set your laptop up somewhere and watch one of our amazing videos. Make sure that you're keeping yourself physically and mentally alert. It's really, really important for distracting yourself from stress and keeping you going. Next thing is breathing techniques. Now, these are very good when you're stressed because they help to restore your body to its more natural settings. So we talked about way back in that first video about how when you're stressed, breathing is one of the first things to go out the window. You start breathing faster, everything's more shallow. And what you want to do is try and bring that back down to normal. Now I've got 2 different types of breathing techniques here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of this side of the video now, and I'm going to lead you through those 2 breathing techniques. So we're going to take a closer look at those two breathing techniques now. And what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a demonstration and then have you practice at home. And that way you'll be nice and familiar with it. So if you ever need to use it, you kind of got it there and you can just pull it out when you're ready and calm down. So the first one is called the 3-3-3 because you're going to breathe in for 3 seconds, hold it for 3 seconds, and then breathe out for 3 seconds. So I'm going to just demonstrate that to you now. So I'm going to start breathing in, then hold, then out. So. There we go. So I'm going to have you practice that at home now. We're going to do 3 rounds of it, and I'm going to count you in. So start breathing in, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3. So how do you feel after doing that? Do you feel any calmer? Do you feel like it's had an effect on you? Have a think about it and start to think about different situations where that technique might be useful for you to use. Now the second one is the more intense one. It's a little bit more complex because you're going to be breathing in for 7 seconds, holding for 2 seconds, and then breathing out for 8 seconds. And what that's going to do is it's going to really distract you because you're going to be counting for longer, but also you've got to have good control over your breathing to make sure you can breathe in for that long and then breathe out for that long. So this one is really good for when you're feeling very stressed, very high pressure, you're on the verge of a panic attack or you're experiencing a panic attack. So I'll do the same again. I'm going to give you a demonstration and then I'll have you practice at home. So demonstrating. It's quite a long one. So with it being a long one, we'll go through it twice, but you can use it as many times as you need to bring you back down to that calm place. So I'm going to count you in now. So you're going to start breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how do you feel with that one? You know, it might be useful for you going down the line for those moments where it's higher stress. And like I say, use those as many times as you need to feel like you've come back down to that calm place. So now we're going to get back into the video. So now that we've done those breathing techniques, I hope that you'll be able to use them to keep yourself calm, restore your body back to normal. And breathing techniques are really good because once you know them, you can pull them out anytime, anywhere. You don't need to do any kind of special preparation to use a breathing technique, so you can use it to nip stress in the bud. The next emotion focused technique that you can use is to disclose your negative emotions. And I know we talked about being a burden in the previous video, but disclosing negative emotions doesn't always have to be like that. So you can do it with a trusted person or a professional. And we talked about the benefits of talking to professionals in the last video. But if you do it with a trusted person, they're not going to judge you, hopefully. Hopefully, if it's a trusted person, you're going to feel nice and safe, nice and supported, and it's a good place to explore your emotions and how you're feeling. And also, when you talk about negative emotions with someone that you trust or with a professional, they're going to help you to rationalise a bit. If you're on your own and you start exploring your emotions, like you might spiral, like one thought leads to another, which leads to another, which leads to another, and you end up just in this kind of big mess of negative emotions and stress. But if you're with someone and you're verbalising it, they're going to tell you like, well, hang on, that doesn't make sense. and they're going to give you ideas, and they're going to stop you when they can see you spiraling and help you explore your emotions in a more sensible and relaxed way. But another way to disclose your negative emotions is to write about them and the feelings that you feel when you're experiencing these negative events. And again, that's another way to just kind of stop the spiraling, as that process of writing down requires you to be quite controlled, and it's a bit slower than talking, and so it's going to give you time to catch yourself and stop yourself from being a bit irrational and keep things nice and calm. And this is related to journaling. So when you're disclosing your negative emotions, one thing that you also want to do when you're journaling, when you're writing about these negative events, is also talk about the positive things. Write down what you're grateful for, what you're hoping to achieve and how you're hoping to develop through this process of feeling stressed, because it's really important to balance it out. So things are negative right now, you are feeling stressed, but always put the but in there. Try and find that silver lining and make sure you balance it out. Don't get lost in that maze of darkness. Make sure you let some sun in as well. And that was really cheesy, but that's what we're going with. Next is to reframe information. So reframing is also to do with looking for that silver lining. So you're going to want to take some information and alter the way that you see it. So you can do that with a person. You could maybe try and seek some professional help. So things like cognitive behavioural therapy might be really useful if you want to reframe the information in your life. So you'll look at things, and through CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy, you can try and change the way you see it. So that's something I would recommend if you feel like all you ever see is negativity and you want to switch that to more positivity. If you're finding it difficult to balance positive and negative, please go and seek some support with that. Next is prayer. And if you're a person of faith, you probably are already very aware that prayer is a place where you can bring yourself comfort, where you feel safe, and you can explore your emotions and your hopes with no judgment and with just positivity. So if you are a person of faith, please lean on that when you're feeling stressed. It can be really beneficial for you. If you're not a person of faith though, then we have got plenty of other ways that you can be helping yourself to cope through difficult situations. And the next one is meditation. So when you're meditating, what you want to do is you want to find a quiet space. When you're mindfully trying to bring peace to your body, find a quiet space. And you're going to breathe, and you're going to focus on how it feels as each breath fills and then leaves your body. You really want to reconnect with the physical process of your body. When you're experiencing a stress response, your body is like out of whack, trying to do this high pressure response to fight and flight. Bring it back down and control that breathing, as breathing is one of the first things that goes when you feel stressed. And pick a positive thought and focus on it. I know a lot of the times in meditation you hear things like clear your mind, and that can sometimes be really difficult to completely wipe the slate clean and have nothing in your mind. I'm very aware of that. And so instead of trying to wipe your mind and stressing out about not being able to have complete emptiness, maybe pick something positive. Pick a nice memory, or somewhere you'd like to go, or somewhere that you've been that you found really lovely, really relaxing, and just really focus on that. That will probably be a bit easier than trying to clear your mind completely. And finally, mindfulness is something that people find very useful when they're trying to deal with stress. And being mindful is all about being present in the moment. And what you want to do is observe your environment and use all of your senses. So you're going to take a good look around, and you're going to use your senses to see what's going on. Now I don't mind if you want to pause this video for a minute and actually try it. So I want you to have a good look around your environment. What can you see? you know, and when you see something, describe it. So can you see your laptop, your computer, the keys? Are the keys white? Are they black? Do they look smooth or do they look rough? Do they look new? Do they look old? And really describe to yourself what you are seeing. Next, what are you smelling? You know, have you got flowers in the room? Can you smell them? Do they smell fresh and floral? Do they smell sweet? What can you hear? Maybe it's very quiet where you are right now. Maybe there's a siren going off outside. Maybe there's traffic outside. What can you hear? Is it loud? Is it quiet? Is it high pitch? Low pitch? Really focus on what your ears are picking up. What can you touch? When you touch it, is it smooth? Is it rough? Is it hot? Is it cold? And what can you taste? Maybe you've got a cup of coffee next to you. You know, is the coffee sweet? Is it bitter? Is it milky? And describe to yourself exactly the finer details of what is actually in your environment. And that can be quite grounding. It brings you back to reality. And it also acts as a bit of that distraction from the stress to appreciate what is around you right now. And as you're describing your environment to yourself, I want you to think about how it makes you feel. So how do all of these things make you feel? You know, can you smell the flowers? Does that make you feel free and relaxed? You know, when you taste the coffee, does that make you feel energized? Does it make you feel ready for the day? How is your environment having an impact on you? It's good to explore that, and it's a good distraction as well. So I hope these emotion-focused techniques have been helpful for you. And now we're going to just move on slightly. So here at Heartbeat, you can contact us with any general inquiries, info@heartbeat-nwcc.org.uk. But if you feel like you would like some extra support with stress, we can try and provide that for you. Whether that be you want help with that kind of problem-focused problem-solving technique in the last video. Do you need someone to go through that with you? Do you need some of that professional support? Or do you need someone to kind of teach you more about managing your emotions and how to respond to the environment that you're in? And we've got some staff members with us at Heartbeat that might be able to support you through that. So first of all, you've got me. So I'm a trainee health psychologist and a wellbeing coordinator at Heartbeat. I'm a graduate member of the British Psychological Society and I have in-training status with the Division of Health Psychology. And I'm there to listen to you and support you with a wide range of psychological issues surrounding physical health. So things like stress, you know, that's something your mind's perceiving and that's going to have an effect on your physical health. So I can support you with that. I also support with things like motivation, behaviour change, anxiety. So if you feel like you would need some support from me, then please feel free to email me, rebecca@heartbeat-nwcc.org.uk. But I understand that different issues might need different types of expertise, and you might not think I'm the right person for you. And so we do have other professionals on hand. So next we have Matt Tidswell. He is a counsellor and one of our BACPR instructors. And Matt is absolutely lovely, really friendly and really professional. He's a registered counsellor with the British Association for Counselling and Psychotherapy, and he's BACPR as well. And Matt is there to listen to you and talk to you through any struggles that you might be experiencing. He's very well versed, very versatile. So if you feel like you'd like to kind of explore your emotions more, then please contact Matt, matt.tidswell@hotmail.co.uk. And finally, we have Sam Frankland. She's one of our wellbeing coordinators. Very, very lovely, very professional and very supportive. And she has experience in crisis prevention, supporting vulnerable people, coaching and promoting well-being. So she's offering that practical support on like government guidance, community, finances, food banks, debt. So if you feel like you would like some more support with that more practical approach to overcoming stress, please reach out to Sam on samf.heartbeat@gmail.com. Now I understand that sometimes you'd like to keep things separate from your gym life, so there are some other places that you can receive support. One of them is Samaritans. You can talk to them about anything that is upsetting you, whether that be everyday stresses, all the way to like this situation now with lockdown and COVID-19. So you can contact them on 116123 by phone or by email, and they are open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They are there for you. And next we have the charity SANE, which is for people who are experiencing a more severe mental health problem. So if you feel that your stress has got to a point where it's causing you a significant problem, please reach out to them by phone or by email. They're open every afternoon and evening. So that is the end of the 4th video and the end of the stress series. So I really hope that over the course of the 4 videos you've developed more of an understanding of what stress is and how you can overcome it. Even if you've just taken one thing away from it and it helps you, it's absolutely fantastic. Like I mentioned just there in the video, if you'd like to contact either myself, Matt or Sam, please make sure that you do, and if you've got any general inquiries about Heartbeat, please fire them towards the info inbox. So I hope that you'll enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of this time off, however long that is. We are dying to see you all again and get our classes back up and running. So as always, take care, stay safe, and we will see you very, very soon.